Thank you. That's gender solidarity. Just one very burning question regarding Hyderabad specifically. About Hyderabad specifically, we are sitting on a communal volcano. And I would like to you to give your views on what would be your position, because this communalism is being exploited by party of every color, especially in our city. Secondly, I would like to place that we are also suffering from excessive freedom of religion, and what would be the party's position on that? I mean, there is something about lack of religious freedom, but there is also an abuse of religious freedom, which is leading to all this, ultimately fueling the communal fire. So,
you second, you last.
Yeah. Basically, those who are first is like ISC as a socio-political movement has shifted to the political party. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely the corruption is the basic agenda, but still I have a question about the ideology. What ideology basically we are carrying? For example, taking like Congress is running on the liberalism, BJP have their own ideology, left have their own ideology. So being a party, what ideology we are carrying? Yeah, that's the...
Yeah, I think now we have a set of questions. This round let me, because there are too many questions and very important questions. I think burning questions.
Thank you for such lovely questions because it gives an opportunity to clarify many things. May I submit, sir, that the idea that corruption is there and it shall remain. You said corruption will remain in India because people are fatalist. May I submit that this is precisely the fatalism that we need to struggle against. The idea that corruption shall remain in this country is also a fatalist idea. I disagree with this because actually in human civilization, although there is no society where there is no corruption absolutely, but levels of acceptable corruption do change in history. If you look at 19th century America, 19th century America was a country where every city was run by lords. These were gang leaders who would run Chicago. Everything that happened in Chicago was approved by this one man who defied every law. Then came popular movements in the US. These movements for clean politics, and they changed. America has not become corruptionless, but because of these movements and public pressure, the level of accepted corruption came down drastically. So yes, we can change. I really appreciate your question, and what I appreciate above all is that after all these disappointments, you have kept the hope alive. And for me, that is truly something, that is truly what human character is all about. Can we keep our hope alive? Or do we allow some experiences to burn that flame of hope? And I salute you for keeping that alive after the experiences. But what instills confidence this time? As I said, the party is so new that any advertisement about it would be somewhat pointless. All I can say is, all I can do is to advertise its constitution. The constitution of the party says, unlike any other party in this country, that if you think that the leadership of this party is corrupt, you can actually file a complaint to a semi-judicial body within the party but independent of the leadership of the party. They will give a verdict and the party leadership will have to accept it. To my mind, no party in this country has this provision. Number two, no two persons from the same family can sit in any executive body or make a decision. Three, the party has already started an exceptionally high degree of financial transparency, which is to say, every contribution that we receive will be put up on the web within 1 month of receiving that contribution. And although we are not required to, we will disclose the name of the donor. And if a donor says I want to contribute, but I don't want my name revealed, we will say, sorry, don't give us money. We will try to do that. These are things we have committed to in writing. These things I can talk about. I can also say that the party is bottom up, decisions will be taken from below, but that's a hope at the moment, that's in constitution. It will take time. For the time being, the party will have to be built from above, and so that it can start living from below. So that's some time that it will happen. We have also provided for special representation of youth and women. In every primary unit of the party, there will be a coordinator and a co-coordinator. And one of them has to be woman. So it's not 1/3, it's actually 1/2 in the party leadership at the moment. But it will take time for it to come. We have provided for a special number of positions for students directly in the decision-making bodies of the party. So instead of having a student wing separately, students will come to decision-making bodies of the party directly. All these things we have tried, but it will take time for these things to become reality. So if that instills some hope, that's all I can offer at the moment. Sorry, just one second. There are lots of very important questions. Your question on policy document.